All right, so without further ado, let's move to the District 17 race. Mr. Maxwell drew the short straw tonight and is going to go first. So if you'll come on up. So again, we're going to do the 4-minute and 90-second. So let me read your background. So Mr. Maxwell has lived in Paulding County since 1958. He is widowed with 2 children. Howard currently serves as the incumbent as the Georgia State Representative for District 17. He owns an all-state insurance agency and is a successful businessman. Howard loves hunting, motorcycling, and reading.
Thank you very much, Mark. Good to be here tonight, and we'll get through before the rains come in a minute, but thank you guys for being here. There's not many people who will come out on a Friday night to listen to a bunch of politicians talk. Leadership, experience, conservative values. I believe I've got that in my background. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Douglasville, moved back here in 1958 in the 3rd grade. But I was telling some of you good folks when we were talking earlier, right over the hill down at Seven Hills, my granddaddy owned 300 acres of land back in the 1800s. He farmed this land when there were 5 families out here, the Maxwells, the Tumlins, the Westbrooks, the Grogans, and the, oh good gracious, like Griffin. There were 5 families in this whole area out here. It was called Crowsville. I can tell you all about it. There's a big place out here somewhere that we used to call a crow's nest, where we used to go out and climb rocks and the crows stayed in. But I grew up out here hunting back until, and my granddaddy sold the last 180 acres of land in 1947 for $1,500 to the Putwood Company. He sold that land because his youngest son was wounded on Normandy Beach in D-Day. Shell exploded and he was paralyzed from the waist down. He wanted to get the boy next to the doctor, sold that land and moved him up to Dallas, bought a little old house two doors down from the hospital Dr. Joe Mathis used to run. I'm a Paulding County boy. My wife and I met in Second Baptist Church in 1967. Just a quick story. I got engaged March the 1st, got drafted March the 15th, hitchhiked home from Fort Gordon June the 20th, got married June the 21st, went back to Fort Gordon June the 22nd. Had a 2-week leave before I went to Vietnam. First letter in Vietnam was, "Dear Daddy." She was pregnant. My daughter was 6 months old when I got home. I extended 45 days to get out early, and my daughter was 6 months old when I got back. She lives over in Bentwater now. She's 45 years old, got 2 of my grandkids here. Experience. I was elected to the school board in 1988. I served 13 years on the school board. I was chairman 7 years. During that period of time, I was also chairman of the Georgia School Board's Workers' Comp Association. We started our own workers' comp board in 1992 because we couldn't buy workers' comp insurance at that period of time. Elected to the House in 2003. I've been a leader in our House of Representatives. I was chairman of the Audit and Information Committee, chairman of the Retirement Committee 4 years, and currently chairman of the Regulated Industries Committee. People talk about career politicians. So I've been in office roughly 28 years or so. 13 years on the school board. I can tell you there's nothing that makes a career out of being on the school board. When I was on the school board, we made $50 a meeting. If you tell me how you can do that, go twice a month and make $100 and make a living out of that, being a career, I'll hand it to you. In the House, we make $17,000 a year. But some days we're down there for at least 3 months. We've been there as long as over 4 months, getting out the end of May. I love what we do. I love the experience. I love working for you folks out here in District 17. I don't mind making the hard votes. I told people I'm voting, when I'm down there voting, making decisions, I only have 2 options to make. I've got a yes and a no. Every time I hit a button, somebody's going to be happy, somebody's going to be mad. My daddy had a 3rd grade education. He dropped out of school, started helping his daddy farm out here. Dad couldn't teach me a whole lot, but he told me to work hard, do the best I could, make the best decision I can. I try to do that for you folks here in Paulding County. I believe that matters for you, it matters for me, it matters for my family, and that's what I try to do, is make the best decisions. But when I hit a button, green or red, yes or no, it's going to make somebody upset. But that's the way it is. I'm voting for our next generation out here. I'm not voting for the next election. I mean, that's just the way I am. If you got a question, call me and ask me. Experience or leadership down there, the new driver services. I don't know if you guys have ever been up to the courthouse in Paulding County. We're opening a new driver services building here at the end of May. I went in the governor's office 2 years ago and asked the governor for $1.2 million. Told him we were the largest county in the state that didn't have our own driver services building. He looked at it. He said, I think we can find your money, Representative. So we're opening a new driver services center here at the end of May. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative. This is Kirsten Liberty. All right, so let me read your background. So Miss Liberty has lived in Paulding County since 2002. Kirsten is married to a Navy veteran and has 3 children. She has worked for the National Park Service and has done grant-based nonprofit work for at-risk inner-city children. Kirsten loves hiking, biking, jogging, swimming, and canoeing with her family.
Thank you. I have met some of you. I was up in Ackworth. You were the first town, Ackworth and North Dallas, you guys were the first area where I started knocking on doors. And boy, are you guys friendly. I loved it. It was a great way to start off my campaign. So I really appreciate all of you all. My name is Kirsten. As he mentioned, I have been here 14 years. I came to Georgia kind of in a roundabout way, ended up working with inner city children in California actually, and had an opportunity to come south to Georgia and took that opportunity. One of the reasons that I decided to run for office is because I noted in Paulding County that we had a definite lack of open, transparent, and ethical government. I watched over time as things started collapsing with the trust between the people and the people running this government. And I started having a real problem with that. That is not at all the way that a government should represent the people. And so I decided to get involved, and I started talking to the Board of Commissioners. I started talking, Tony Crow can attest to that. I spoke very often to the Board of Commissioners about the airport. And you're going to hear probably at some point that I'm the airport girl. That is absolutely not the case. I have a lot of things in my ammo that I can use to talk to you about tonight. But the airport deal was done in secrecy. And that bothered me a lot. That was my main concern with that. You guys are going to hear about it if you haven't heard about it already. It is a very big division in the county. And as Virginia was saying, we have north, we have south, we have east, we have west. What we really have is we have airport and we have not airport. And that's what you're going to hear a lot of from all of the candidates actually. A couple of the other things that bothered me last year. The House passed a bill that was the largest tax hike in Georgia history. The reason your gas is taxed is because of that tax hike in Georgia history. Let me clue you in. There was a bill sitting in there that could have been passed that would have given us a 24-cent tax rather than the 26 or 27 that we have now, that would have done exactly what it needed to do. And they would not bring it out of the House. So instead, we ended up with the largest tax hike in Georgia history. You will hear that it's the right thing to do. I do not believe that is the right thing to do. If you can do something for 24 cents, why would you do it for more? We can solve the roads and bridges problems that we have in this state with less tax, which is what I'm about. Less tax. We don't need more taxes. We need to use the money that we're bringing into the state wisely. We need to have accountability for the money that is being brought into this state. And we need to make sure that the people that are representing us ethically, they're representing us fairly, and they're doing their job properly. Okay? I really want the chance to go down to the Capitol and to be that open, honest, ethical person that represents the people of Paulding County. I have met people from Rockmart, I've met people from Temple, I've met people from Ackworth, Dallas, and Villa Rica, and even Cartersville addresses. And their main concern is that they feel that the government is not listening to them. Well, guess what? At 1,500 doors, I'm listening to you. I'm hearing what the problems are in this area, and I'm hearing about the lack of business, and I'm hearing about the lack of infrastructure. And there has to be something that we can do at a state level to help you guys out. I'm very excited about the exit off of the interstate up here, 3rd Army exit. And Virginia was talking about Lake Point. That is a great opportunity for Paulding County. All we have to do is bring in the businesses. What can we do to help you guys do that? That's my question, and that's something that I want to look forward to. Let's see what we can do to help out Paulding County to bring those businesses in. Otherwise, it's homeowners. It's all of the homeowners that foot the tax bill. Wouldn't you guys rather have some business in here that can help you out? I know I would. We've got a $215 million reservoir. We have a $13 million airport. We have a $9 million failed movie studio in Hiram right now that we are paying the taxes on. That is not what should be happening. We need to bring in viable businesses to Paulding County so that we don't have to share, so that we can share the burden of the taxes that we pay. It is not fair for the homeowners to be paying for Paulding County only, right? I want to help to bring in those businesses and to encourage people to move here, but also to encourage businesses to move here. And that, I heard the boinging, it's okay. That is my goal, is to go down and have a chance to represent you. It doesn't matter that I'm not from Paulding County. It wouldn't matter if I'd been here a month. The point is, you need to choose not based on friendships and based on family. You need to choose all of these spots based on who is the best candidate for the job and who wants it and who will represent you. Thanks.
Mr. Maxwell, 90 more seconds.
90 seconds. We've got a $60 million airport out here that's not being used properly, and whichever way we can use it to bring economic development to Paulding County, that's where it needs to be used. It's $60 million. It was paid for by the FAA. But I believe in economic development. I believe in jobs for the county. That's what I'm about. I believe I'm the best person to represent you back in Atlanta. I believe I can go down there and continue to do the job for you. It sounds like Ms. Kirsten needs to be running for maybe commissioner's seat up here with the things she's talking about getting done. What we're dealing with in Atlanta, talking about cutting budgets, when the recession hit, we had to cut $4 billion out of the budget. I know what it's like to cut. Education committee, I'm on education appropriation. That takes half of your dollars every year, $22 billion. We spend half of that in K-12 education. I'm on that committee. I look after your dollars. I look after what we're doing down in Atlanta. May the 2nd is early voting. I would encourage you to go. Start voting early so you won't have to wait in lines. And I would certainly encourage you to vote for me. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you being here and letting me be here tonight.
Thank you. 90 more seconds.
Thank you, Mark. Kirsten doesn't need to run for the chairman race because I think we have some great candidates right here. Kirsten is going to run for the state representative race because she feels like she can represent the people. I'm not a career politician. I heard him mention that. I've not even been a politician. That's beside the point. The point is that you have someone up here that is willing to represent all of you in a fair, open, honest, and ethical way. We may have an airport out there, but we got to find a solution for that airport, and that is not the only problem that is plaguing this county. So if you're looking for someone that is willing to represent you in a fair, open, honest, ethical, and transparent way, you need to vote for me on May 24th and or May 2nd. Early voting does start then at the courthouse in Paulding County. So if you have any questions, please come see me. I have a great website, great Facebook page, and I am available anytime. I want to meet you and I want to talk to you. Have a great night. And by the way, thank you so much to all of the organizers that did this. This has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that wraps up the presentation part of our event tonight. I'd like to sincerely thank all the candidates for coming out. I've actually taken the time and had lunch with each one of them and have been able to have a lot of very nice discussions with all of you. So again, go out and vote. They're going to stay. You can talk to them individually. The music's going to come back on, and you can dance or do whatever. Stay out of the pool because of the lightning. It does look like there's some storms coming, but it appears they're going to miss us. So I think we'll have some time. So just enjoy the rest of the night, and thank you for coming out.